are you, dear? And how's your little fella?
The master was a good, kind man. He gave us good food, good lodging, and kind words. He spoke as kindly to us as he did to his children. All the horses were fond of him, and my mother loved him very much. I think we were his favourites.
Oh, Duchess, a carrot for you, and for the young'un, a piece of bread.
Cruelty to animals he would never allow. There was a ploughboy, Dick, who worked for Farmer Gray. Dick sometimes came into the meadow to pluck blackberries from the hedge. And when he'd eaten all that he wanted...
Time for some fun.
He'd throw sticks and stones at the colts. We didn't mind him much, we could always gallop away. But sometimes...
Ha! Got him!
A stone would hit and hurt us. One day, however...
Hey, boy! I've told you before.
I'm sorry, sir. I was only... I was only playing, sir.
If you were, it's a cruel game, and you won't play it again. Not on my farm, at least.
And I'm glad to say he didn't. Because of his cruelty to us, Dick never worked for Farmer Gray anymore.
Chapter 2. The Hunt.
Before I was 2 years old, an event occurred which I've never forgotten. It was early in the spring. There'd been a little frost during the night, and a light mist still hung over the fields and meadows. The other colts and I were feeding in the lower part of the field, and the eldest colt suddenly raised his head and pricked up his ears.
Listen.
We listened.
The hounds.
And immediately the colt cantered off, and the rest of us followed, until we reached the upper part of the meadow, where we could look over the hedge and see several fields beyond. My mother was standing nearby, and she knew what was happening.
It's the hunt. Look, they're coming this way.
They were. They came tearing down the field of young wheat next to our meadow. What a noise! What a noise! My mother looked eagerly in the direction of the hunt. What a noise!
Let's follow them.
But there was no chance of that. The dogs and riders were soon away into the fields lower down. We watched. The dogs stopped their headlong chase and ran about in every direction with their noses to the ground. What's happened, Mother?
They've lost the scent. Perhaps the hare will get away.
What hare?
I don't exactly know what hare, nor do the dogs or the men. They'll chase any hare they can find.
They're coming back.
They're coming this way.
They made straight for our meadow, at the part where the high bank and hedge overhung the brook.
Now we'll see the hare.
Yes, there it is. A hare, wild with fright, rushed by. The dogs burst through the bank, leapt over the stream and dashed across the field. And a number of huntsmen followed close behind, taking their horses clean over the hedge and stream. The hare tried to get through the fence. She tried, but she can't do it.
She's turning round.
Making for the road.
Too late! Too late! That was the end of her. The dogs would soon have torn her to pieces, but one of the huntsmen rode up.
Away! Away!
Drove the dogs off with his whip.
This is my prize!
And held the hare up by its leg. The poor creature was torn and bleeding.
At the brook, did you see? 2 fine horses have fallen.
I'd been so amazed by the...